too.
I do not agree with when you're at the age of 15, you practice in the parking lot, because it's actually illegal unless you have your permit, and you're not allowed to practice before or behind the wheel unless with a professional. And age is not the problem, responsibility is. I don't agree with that, because responsibility depends on the age. There's a reason why they call adults when they're 18, not 16. Thank you.
I get what you're saying, but I disagree because, like, you could have an 11-year-old that's really responsible, and then an 18-year-old who just wants to be cool and drink and drive and just be irresponsible, and an 11-year-old who really cares about their grades, who helps out around the house, who does more than just sit at home, or like they don't care about their grades, they don't study, and like say an 18-year-old has to study for a test, and the 11-year-old is more responsible in that situation while he's studying for the test, but the 18-year-old doesn't really want to. He just wants to do whatever he wants.
Who was third speaker on your side? Have you done your speech yet? Did you do that last time? Okay. So we want to do your speech first and then jump into counters.
Okay. So the main problem with raising the driving age, like, you can do so much more than raise the driving age. Instead of raising the driving age, you could give the 16-year-old a chance to prove him or herself to driving. Like I was saying, age is not the problem. It really depends on your responsibility. Because if you give the 16-year-old a chance and he or she proves that they're not ready, you could just try again next year. They can make the limit once a year or once a month. You can do so much more than punishing them. You can give them chances. You can have parents help the child with their decisions instead of punishing everyone for 2 or 3 people's mistakes.
We're running low on battery.
Anyone on any side have anything to counter? So from this point on, then it just kind of goes back and forth. Whoever wants to jump up from any side can say something.
I have a few counters. The first counter that I have is that I get what you were saying about how an 11-year-old can be really responsible and an 18-year-old really kind of isn't. But high school, high school and middle school is kind of like the awkward age where you try to fit in and be cool. And so you're like, oh, I can drive. At 16, they're like, hey, I can drive. That's the law. I'm 16 now, and I'm going to be cool. I'm going to do this and that. And it doesn't matter if you're responsible. It really does just matter how the person takes the age. So really, when they're 16, some people are like, hey, I can drive now. Bye. Another counter that I have is that they can prove themselves. Now, I get what you're saying, prove themselves, yeah. But I kind of disagree with that because even when they prove themselves, that doesn't mean that any time after that they're going to be responsible. That means the one time for the test, they're responsible. And then, okay, so I do think that this was a really good point from you guys. The study hard equals the good work thing. And it's kind of like the last point, that they can study hard and they can do good, but after they study hard and do good, they think to themselves, they probably will, well, I passed the test, now I can do whatever I want, because they're not gonna do anything to stop me. Even though we have laws, we don't enforce those laws. So it's better that if we raise the driving age, then these kids need to actually work for it and study all throughout the 18, and they can study and study and study. And maybe after those 2 years, they're more mature and they've had some time to think about it.
All right, I'm gonna have to end here real quick.
It's fine. It's fine. Just do your thing. You don't have to explain it. Let's see, where's Brinley? Here Brinley is. Brinley, come here quick.
Here, should we end the recording?
I thought you said it stopped.